Hello, everyone. How are you? Spirit World X, to all of you fly people, and the Mahdi, to all of you very serious individuals. How are you? How's everyone doing? Well, I am here at the studio, and I am certainly enjoying myself. I am proud, strong, capable, and ready to get it on for all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a few things that we need to talk about because oh, and don't mind the paint on the walls. This here's the studio. You know how it is. Once you take the camera off that wall, it's over. You're gonna be like, "Good God Almighty, she's. Is this how she hacks? Is this how this mother boop boop is?" All right, but this is who I am all the time. Now, of course, you've gotten used to me attempting to be the best, the man I can, and then producer, and I really have been trying to put my best foot forward. Hey, this is so fun. I feel like Austin Powers. Guardians, I'm just having a little fun. Okay, so what I want to say to you, brothers and sisters, is, man, we got some serious bombs being dropped on us. And I ain't talking about physical ones. I'm talking about ones that have been delivered to me to guide you. So, what I want to do is I wrote a lot of these things down because it is important that you and I get serious. This is not a joke, this moment. And I'm sure you can tell by looking around how around the world and taking a look at all of the different experiences people are having in their homes, and the different experiences that we are having multinationally, and we're starting to see that there's a breakdown taking place between nations, and nations that have long held great connections are at this moment finding themselves simultaneously finding their dealings coming to gridlock, and there's a reason for that. And I'm glad to tell you that the new sheriffs in town are the reason for that. And guess what? The good thing about this whole thing is that if you are a Christ-centered individual and you are willing to take the guidance of one who has a greater vision, of one who has the key, well, they're going to lead you down the right path. They can't lead you anywhere but the right place. Am I correct? If, how can somebody who doesn't know where you live and know where everything is in your house get into your house, or tell you, should I say, tell you where everything in your house is? Or how is it possible for them to be comfortable in your house if they don't know where your house is, right? For them to be comfortable, if they wanted to take over your house, I hope I'm saying this right, they would have to know where everything is. But if they don't know where everything is, they're not going to be comfortable. So, and they're not going to feel at home because they're going to be out of place. And this is why you and I feel out of place presently, because we're not in our natural state. We don't know where everything is because we don't have the proper conscious instructions on how to find everything. Now, here in this Matrix program, you have to be aware, first of all, of the fact that you are in a spiritual program. It's an immortal life support creation matrix genetic evolutionary program where conscious collective forces existing now where conscious collective variances of conscious potential exist collectively to contribute toward the betterment of the whole. And what is the betterment of the whole? The betterment of the whole is consciousness. This is a spiritual reality we're having a chemical experience in. So, the most valuable aspect of this program is you behind that flesh. Okay? And what keeps you from having an opportunity to ascertain that most valuable part is what? Drugs, vagina, penis, addiction to these things, and having no awareness of how to orderly use them. Because you're out of control of the control unit. And this is where we are right now. This is where we've gotten. This is what has brought us to feeling as if we're uncomfortable in our own skin and in our house, the Matrix. So, why did I do this? Folks, I did this because they had bad plans for you. They had really, really bad plans for you and I. And I knew that I had to do it, and I knew that I was also running out of time. And I knew that the earth would suffer greatly if you and I didn't begin to address the issues that the earth and all life forms with lesser electromagnetic conscious potential and lesser conscious awareness, okay, have to deal with, okay? We have to address this issue right now. And it's not hard. It isn't hard at all. I mean, you guys think that I don't have a difficult time with making the choices that were suggested to me. Well, you're out of your mind, but, I used to, but I don't anymore. You know? I don't shave like I used to. I'm not worried about having, listen. How can you who don't know who you are, or how can you who has a delegation of a hijacked identity narrative, okay, Mr. Man, Mr. Brother, my sister, how can you be fly? Huh? This is why they say whether you're wearing a suit or you're driving a Mercedes, you're a nigger. This is why they say that. Because it's impossible for us to be fly. That's why I don't work so hard to look good right now and at any time. This here is death. And if you had a greater awareness of who you were from an interdimensional perspective, you wouldn't be so concerned about who you are in the mirror, or this mashup of elements. Okay, that's all this is. This is a random, pre-programmed. What's pre-programmed is the mashup of genes. This is what's pre-programmed. What's pre-programmed is the mashup of genes. I'm going to stop because you guys might be hearing my phone ringing, and I'm pretty sure I have it on silent, but it's ringing right now. They're really bothering me right now, by the way. And they've certainly done a lot to make the reality that they have gotten highly upset at me shaking up the tables. They made it known to me a few months ago by, I believe, killing my mother. Yeah, it's all good. When I say killing my mother, I'm saying that from the perspective that you understand life. You believe that you begin and end. Well, my mother came to an end a few months ago in a nursing home. And now the angels didn't want me to spend too much time on wondering what happened to my mother, because I knew my mother was older, and I knew that my mother was certainly on, she was on the last end of her journey in this body, and most of us have a mortality of 110, 20 years. And she was 78, 76, 75, 76, if I'm not mistaken. But my sister began to give me phone calls a week or so after my mother passed away, if I'm not mistaken. This was 3 months ago, so it's kind of vague. But her cries were unbelievable. And she says to me, Chris, Mom was just alive. I just talked to her last night. There was nothing wrong with her. There's no reason she should be dead. And she said they fed Mom after 10:30 in the evening, and they weren't supposed to feed her anything after 7 o'clock. So what took place is my sister thought what took place was there was something wrong with that situation, and my sister began to make phone calls. Now, I didn't know any of this, but she began to make phone calls, and she found out that my mother shouldn't have had anything after 5 o'clock. So my sister said they changed my mother's death certificate as well, from choking on noodles from throat trauma to choking on noodles. Now, mind you, I want to jump ahead. I went to my mother's funeral, and my mother's throat was swelled up really bad, and I don't know if choking on noodles would make your throat swell up to like this size, to where you have to have something wrapped around it so that you can be seen or viewed, so that the body can be viewed. Well, I didn't even take notice of anything around my mother's neck. I just knew that I, at the funeral, knew my mother was a spirit. She was an angel anyway. So, and of course, the awareness of my mother that I had before my mother left had changed anyway. My mother became the interdimensional queen guardian that she's always been. That was hidden from me. So, and that was, of course, post-enlightenment. Well, pre-enlightenment, I should say. So, what I decided, I'm going to go back now. What I decided to do, at the behest of my sister calling me, was call my mother, or call my mother's nursing home, and find out exactly why they fed my mother after 5 o'clock. And the management told me that they shouldn't have fed her, and if anyone would feed another individual after that time, they would get fired. So I made a few calls to an attorney, as my sister did, and the attorney, I was curious to know that my sister's claims of malpractice or something wrong being the case, being being the impetus for a lawsuit. And the man told me yes. A couple of attorneys did. And these attorneys were from out of state in Maryland, and I decided to do that instead of deal with attorneys around here. And so this gentleman told me that, yeah, there was a case. And folks, 2 days later, this attorney called me and told me, Mr. Jones, I'm sorry, but I can't help you on your case. You have a good day. Bye. And he hung up the phone. Now, this is right after he told me he had a case. Okay, based upon his communication with the attorney that my sister talked to, or his communication with the nursing home, I'm uncertain. However, my sister, her worry was my mother was killed. And after this, I absorbed this. I started to think about what I'm doing presently. And I started to think about the reality that I'm sure I am shaking up tables enough for an individual to want to get at me if they can't get me. And I believe that's what happened. And this shattered me. Even though I knew I was ready for it, I believed I was ready to see that it shattered me to the degree that I had to get out of my space. But I'm all right. So, sorry about that, guys. It's not easy to accept the things that we are losing, brothers and sisters, that we've become accustomed to having in our lives. The things that we touch, the things that we see, the things that we taste, smell, and hear. It sucks when you can't hear someone's voice and hug them. But this is the end of an age, and it's time to be strong. And that's what I chose to do. After I got out of my space, and I had some resentment to the angels, and because I couldn't believe that I wasn't able to know for a fact who did that to my mom, and I believe that something did happen to her, and by the hands of those who don't care for me. And although today I still don't have, I know when the angels don't want to give me information, and that's exactly what just happened. So it kind of made me feel like, okay, well, what else am I going to see around me go? And I didn't want to. It was hard to think about what else, and at the moment, it's become a question in my mind that I am capable of dealing with, processing, based upon the knowledge I have of who I am. However, I mean who I am from the more expansive perspective, and who we are. So it helps me to understand and get through it. But until you and I are all one of the same mind, it will be difficult for me to totally be integrated into the level of awareness that is ours without having to constantly look back and see humans, my brothers and sisters, still functioning in the same third eye blind lower vibrational level of unconsciousness and disconnection from source within. The light that shines on all this darkness right here. Okay, so that's what made me go out and party that day. I was disgusted with everything because I figured these people don't listen anyway. I mean, and I threw my life away for these cowards. And then now here this happens. And I can't know what I want to know. And I believe that they felt maybe I would respond too early. I believe. Or respond at all. I would say the former, not the latter. Because you individuals who I believe did what you did, you may have got me for a moment, but I want you to know that you were nothing but a stepping stone. That day was nothing but a stepping stone. A couple hours, I should say. It was nothing more than a stepping stone. And you doing what I know, I believe you did. It's a stepping stone through the door that we're going through. Now, I didn't say that we're possibly going through. I said we're going through. It's a matter of fact, it's a door that's already opened, and it's one that I opened and I won't close. So just know that I'm not going anywhere. Also know that despite anything you might be thinking in respect to the future and in respect to the outcome of your disastrous plans, it's not going to work. Folks, I just have a few things I want to, my brothers and sisters of all bloodlines, specifically the melanated bloodline, the Israelites, the true Israelites, those with the crystal conscience that's about to be unleashed. I have a few words for all of you, okay? And you must be the guides that you're always meant to be, and you can't do that if you and I are running around on this planet attempting to hold on to nothing, attempting to hold on to nothing and fearing as if the nothing that we're about to lose is going to somehow just devoid us of all fulfillment and the soundness of mind that we got from nothing, because your mind is very powerful at this moment, and the controllers don't want you to know how powerful the moment is for you. With the proper instruction and the proper choices, your mind is amazing. And when I say your mind, I'm not talking about the mind that's behind your skull running through your ferromagnetic bloodstream, by the way. And I'm talking, and the spirit running behind your ferromagnetic bloodstream. Please forgive me for the stuttering. I'm talking about your three-divisional mind. I'm talking about your most high division of conscious awareness and conscious potential, electromagnetic force. Let me tell you something. The universe is here with you and I. And it is through me at the moment that the universe is, that the Most High, that Allah, that God, that Jehovah. I love you, guardians. The angels are with us. Masikiti alala pakuri janania. La vitikiru to siti al maniaco. Caprashi na litikio mahabra. Sikaya la diki brusuka. I have a few words that I have to share with you. You know, the Most High speaks through me, sees through me. And at times I hear the Most High speaking some of the most unbelievable words. And I told you this before. I do record this stuff so that I don't have an opportunity to forget it. It's so amazing to deal with what I'm dealing with right now. You couldn't imagine it, but you're going to very shortly. You're going to not only imagine it, but, oh, man, it's going to be amazing. So I have a few things I'd like to say to you. If you don't mind, I'm going to read like this, okay? Because I'm reading very small script. And the reason why I write such small script is because I need to fit a lot into a small space. So, thank you very much for joining me. This is the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show. My name is Messenger Christopher Spirit World X. I'm going to go ahead and finish with, our introduction. And I love every one of you. The darkness and the light. But there's time for a separation. And those who choose to exist in unconsciousness and darkness, well, it is in fact that all good things must come to an end. And folks, we can no longer afford to sustain the negative, low vibrational electromagnetic field that emanates out of us and exists in our societies and our communities by the markets that are sustaining our ignorance. We can no longer do it. We are destroying everything and doing it in the name of Jesus. You're going to kill everything that you, Christ, need to survive in the name of a false identity narrative that never existed. You've never been separate from you. You've never divided. You chose to be divided from you. You also chose to create idols, false gods, and box yourself in with lore and fantasy and illusion and religion, religious dogma. So now it's time to come out of that space. I hope that you will trust that I have the proper guidance, because certainly I am sure you folks are aware of the bombs that I've been dropping on you recently. And I intend to continue dropping bombs. The first bomb is why the hell did I do this to you? Why did I make all this come about? Wow, this is so wild. I love all of you, every one of you, but we got to get this done. We have to move with urgency. So, why did I do this? I did this because, folks, they had really bad plans for you. I did this because they had really bad plans for you. They didn't want you to know that they can't touch you in this moment. Folks, but I know that they can't touch you. I know that they can't touch you. But you don't know that I know. You don't know that they can't touch you. And with the knowledge that I'm giving you, if you decided to align, turn your life around, something would literally come out of nowhere and stop them, folks. And I know this, but they don't know this. I know this, but you don't know this. Okay? And they know that I know this. They know that I know this. And this is why I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. And I told you that 13 months ago. And many people have lost their lives for way less than what I've said on the internet. Come on, fellas. Come on down. Come and get it. You ever lose your ability to think as you're walking towards your girlfriend and boop, just fall out? Because that's all you got here, homeboy. That's all you got here. Now, all your spell work and all that crazy shit you people are attempting to do to me. Listen, you couldn't touch me if you took the house I'm in from me. Do you understand that? This is my earth. This is our earth. But until it's ours, together, it's mine and the angels. Do you understand that? And we can reach out and touch you from 10 miles, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 20,000 miles. Doesn't matter. This is the universe. This is the mind we're in, okay, guys? We're in the mind. We're not in La La Land with you guys. We're not lost in space. We will. No. We're nowhere close to that. Okay? We're outside of the box that you dark-souled suckers are in. And stay that way, star seeds. You beautiful, beautiful gems. My beautiful Muslim brothers and sisters. My beautiful Christian and Hindu and Buddhist brothers and sisters of all bloodlines. Don't allow these cowards to put you in fear, because they can't touch you. Your faith is of utmost importance at this moment. Why? Well, if you ain't got the heart enough to stand on what you believe in, for the sake of your own ass, do it for the suffering life under you, being tormented by these crazy fuckers lying to you every day on the news, setting up hoaxes and scripts for you to pay attention to when you get off work every day. Okay, so as to fuel the fire of your ego that takes you to what? The nothingness that makes you who you are today. Right? Listen, folks, this is the moment. You don't want to harm anyone in this moment, because it's not about harming anyone. Not without a reason to, I should say. But you are learning very well that your true body is suffering. And it is that connection that has been sustaining you up until this point. Or it is that division of you, the earth, that's been sustaining you and I for a very long time. The